Good evening, morning, afternoon, whatever it is where you're at. Today I'm going to be reviewing or giving my thoughts on an inner ear monitor or an IEM that I'm using for gaming right now that I really am excited about and kind of wanted to share with the gaming community. So stick around and let's take a peek at it, all right? So if you're like me, I used to have a big headset, Bear Dynamics DT990s. These things were huge, but they sounded great. Still not very comfortable. Dent on the head, hurts when you wear a hat. And I don't have any hair, so I'm always wearing a hat. So I started looking into IEMs, and like most of you, if you're probably watching this review, fell down the rabbit hole. There are 60,000 IEMs from $7 to $70,000 or what. I mean, it's crazy. If you go looking for reviews, best this, best that. Oh, these are great on vocals. They do this, that. It's very confusing. Okay. So I bought 3 IEMs, the 150 and then 250 range. I got the SimGot Supermix 4s, which are highly regarded. The 7 Hertz Timeless 2s, which is a planar IEM. And I got the Zigot Odyssey, which is highly regarded as a great overall IEM. But I still was looking for a little bit more, especially for gaming. We all know Mark Zuckerberg is everywhere. He's probably listening right now. But my Facebook ad was filled with ads, sponsored ads for Plunge Audio, and I've never heard of it, but I don't know a lot of these IEM companies. So I clicked on it and started reading about it and tried to look up some reviews and couldn't find a ton of reviews on them, but the reviews that I was finding were really good and very intriguing to me because of the way they described how they sounded. So that's the main reason I'm doing this review, is because if you're curious like me, there's not much out there to go by. So hopefully you find this beneficial to in your journey of the perfect gaming IEM. They advertise these as being very comfortable in the way that the mold is made to fit naturally into the anatomy of the ear. And I kept reading reviews from musicians that, man, these things really fit great. And all these musicians were saying, hey, these things fit better than my customs, or they don't move, they don't fall out, the seal's great. And I was about to go down the rabbit hole of buying some customs. And if you know that that can be very expensive, and you're working on something that your ear canal changes sizes, might not last a couple of years. And I'm not a young chicken, so my ears are probably changing a little bit more than a younger person's. So that really intrigued me. So I hit the contact us link on their page and told them a little bit about what I was, hey, I game long hours. I'm looking for something that's really comfortable. And I was curious about the Unity Dynamic IEM. Simon got back with me, and at the time I didn't know that Simon was the owner. But he was like, hey, I'd love to send you out one to test out. So I also wanted to add this. This is in no way any kind of paid promotion. Simon was just cool enough after hearing what I was using them for. I think he just wanted to get an opinion of what they're like for gaming, for those long hours. So he just literally said, hey, I'll send you some. I got them the next day. So after hearing them, that's what made me want to do the review, because these things do some incredible things for gaming. And I'm going to get into that now. So unfortunately, I didn't do an unboxing video because I don't normally do reviews. I tore into this thing like a kid on Christmas morning. It is in a really nice case, and I'll put a picture up over here so you can kind of see what it looks like. It's really well boxed up, nice cable. Before I even took it to my gaming rig, I plugged it in and started listening to it. And I was listening to, I think it was Janice Ian, Breaking Silence. And there's a voice that comes in the middle, voice that comes in the left, and a voice comes to the right, and they're all harmonizing. And then when the music starts, the sound stage just explodes on a reference system. Couldn't believe what I was hearing. I started switching out all my IEMs, and I'm like, what is this? The layering and the width of the Unity Dynamic was well beyond any of the other ones I own. I mean, it was night and day difference to me. It was just open. I could hear placement and where the instruments were at. It's clearly defined. On the Odysseys, the voices were very sibilant, and sometimes it got really sibilant. And the Unities just had this smooth vocal tone to them, natural. I could hear placement of where the singers were at really well. And when the music starts, the sound stage just went, and I'm like, holy moly. And then I got excited, like, got to take this to the gaming rig. But real quick, I'm gonna throw up the specs of this IEM. It's a really pretty simple design as far as what's inside. There's one 9.2 millimeter, I think it's a liquid silicone rubber driver. And in a perfect world, one driver being able to play the entire the frequency spectrum would be perfect. Sometimes there's a give or take on one driver trying to, at the same time, play low frequencies and high frequencies, but also there's something to be said for the simplicity of it. Because there are no multiple drivers, there are going to be no phasing issues with multiple drivers, no destructive interference by two different drivers trying to play the same frequency. And I think that's one thing that really helps this thing have a huge soundstage and the ability to layer where the sounds are at. And I've seen advertisements for IEMs that have 18 speakers stuffed in here. Sometimes in the world, more is not better. And in this case, just keeping it simple, one driver playing the whole frequency, not having to have any kind of rely on crossover or tubes or whatever to get the sound signature you want, makes, to me, it feel more alive and more realistic. I will say, if you're into frequency response graphs and that's your thing and you love them, you're not going to find a frequency response graph for this, as far as I know. I haven't asked Simon for it. I don't need to. I tune sound quality cars at a competition level. I can make a frequency response look like anything I want to, but it could also be out of time, out of phase, and sound terrible. So a frequency response curve doesn't always tell you what's happening with the sound. These are tuned to be relatively flat, more of a reference studio type tune. No modification on the high end or low end to give it a different sound signature. Now they're easily EQable. This driver plays down to 10 hertz flat, and the bass sounds great on it to me. And on a gaming rig, you don't want a lot of that sub bass because the mid bass is where you're going to hear more of the footsteps and stuff like that. And if you see like Gadgetry Tech's EQ for Call of Duty Warzone, he lowers the sub bass down to like 11 dB. It's because that's just muddying up the sound. But if you want more bass, just give it to it. These things love volume. They will handle volume, and you can add whatever season to you that you want. It's basically a flat canvas to start with. And if there's something missing, then you can easily manipulate it. I like the way it sounds out of the box with the tuning that's on it. So if you're like me and you're looking for a great gaming IEM, and you probably are if you've made it this far into the review, I got to test it on the new Battlefield 6. I got an early access pass and was able to play that for hours last weekend. And I will tell you that it was insane. The layering of all the gunshots and stuff going on, the explosions, it's just, I got so immersed in the game. I caught myself getting a little aggressive with the volume knob, but I was just so into the game because the audio was just everywhere. It was just all around me. Things were going on, and I could tell where footsteps were and this person was at. And it was a really great experience. I enjoyed it. It by far was better than the other three IEMs I have, because I kept going through them, trying to see, okay, am I really hearing this? But yes, it is definitely an experience. I would call it an experience to be able to play with this big of a soundstage and it suck you into the game.
Vintage, two right outside the door. Two.
So to make a short review long, and sorry for maybe rambling a little bit, I don't do reviews for a living, so I apologize. But if you made it this far, there are several things that I think that make this a great IEM, not only for gaming, but for just everyday listening or whatever. Simon knows his stuff. This is a very well designed IEM. It's very comfortable. It does not move, shift, and I yap a lot and laugh a lot. They don't move. The seal is very good. So I'm gonna throw up a couple pictures of one, the overview of looking down on the IEMs, the right IEM from the Super Mix 4, the right IEM for the Plunge, the Odyssey, and the 7 Hertz. So you can kind of see the difference from the top and from the side. And you'll see that there's a pretty big difference in all 4 of them. They're made in North America. I personally like being able to buy a North American product. It comes with a 30-day money back guarantee. If you don't like them, send them back. No questions asked, you'll get your money back. And it comes with a 2-year warranty. 2 years. You can spend $1,500 on an IEM and get a 1-year warranty. And then you've got to send it back to China or something to get it fixed if it's out of warranty. So if you're looking for an amazing IEM for gaming, I can't recommend this one enough. From the local service, the warranty, 30-day money back guarantee. It's really a great deal. The sound makes it a great deal. The service makes it a great deal. So if you have heard these IEMs, or you're interested or have any questions, leave a comment below. Please like and subscribe. It really helps any kind of engagement for me. If you would like to hang out on stream, I do stream on Kick at Vintage Live. That is my handle over there. I am 50 years old, so my cholesterol is probably higher than my kill death average, but we still have fun and I enjoy the community. So come hang out with us. Thanks for hanging out this long. I appreciate you listening to my TED Talk, and who knows, we may be back with another review of something else sometime if this does well.